Hi everyone, hope you are doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, Muthoni Kirima is a veteran freedom fighter who attained the rank of Field Marshal in the Mau Mau Land and Freedom Army. So after the fight and Kenya finally gaining independence in 1963, still Muthoni Kirima never shaved her dreadlock. She was still in a protest, and I will tell you the reason why she was doing so. But then, just quickly, for those who remember, in 2022, somewhere in April there, the Field Marshal finally requested the founding First Lady Mama Ngina Kenyatta to go and shave her dreadlocks. So Mama Ngina Kenyatta agreed to that request. She went to her home, she shaved her, and again, she did something to the former freedom fighter. She went further to clear her bank loan of 4.7 million. And again, she went further to buy her a 3-bedroom house. So that was happening in 2022 April. So yesterday, Muthoni Kirima finally decided to go and visit back Mama Ngina Kenyatta in her Muthaiga home. The reason for that visit was that she was going to appreciate Mama Ngina Kenyatta for 3 things. Number 1, for accepting to go and shave her. Number 2, for clearing her bank loan. And number 3, for buying her a new home. And so, the Muthoni Kirima family visited Mama Ngina Kenyatta. And Mama Ngina Kenyatta used that opportunity to remind Kenyans about the freedom and freedom fighters in this country. It was very clear in her speech, and I just want to quote what she said in a press briefing in that event. Mnaona wenye wale walikuwa msituni kupigania nchi hii kwa sababu siku hizi kila mtu ni mjuaji. That is what Mama Ngina Kenyatta said while she was receiving the locks from the shaved Mau Mau veteran Muthoni Kirima that she had shaved her back in 2023. So she decided to bring those dreadlocks to Mama Ngina Kenyatta to keep, because she had already promised that she would want those dreadlocks to be kept in one of Kenyan museums so that it can be there to serve for the purpose of historical. So first of all, listen to Mama Ngina Kenyatta's message while receiving the veteran Mau Mau fighter.
Kwa hivyo mimi nafurahia sana akiwa hapa, kwa sababu mimi naona anajua vile nilikuwa nafanya na vile tulikuwa najuana miaka yote. Akaona ni mimi tu anaweza kukubali kutoa hiyo nywele yake nikimnyoa mwenyewe. Sasa nyinyi wenyewe munaona wale wenyewe walikuwa msituni kupigania nchi hii. Munawaona wenyewe, kwa sababu siku hizi kila mtu anemjuaji, na yeye munamuona sasa. Wale walikuwa huko, tunafanya kazi nyingi ya nchi hii. Kwa hivyo mimi nashukuru sana, na nyinyi mkiwa watoto shosho wangu, muendelee kuwa na amani ya nchi hii, na mjue tulitoa mbali sana. Na kwa hivyo ndio tuko hapa kuonyesha example ya hii ni nywele mtu kuwa na miaka hiyo yote nayo.
Now, when Mama Ngina Kenyatta talk about kila mtu kuwa mjuaji in matters to do with the Mau Mau fighters, you can understand where she's heading to. Of course, you can easily conclude that she's addressing people like Rigathi Gachagua, who is referring to himself as a son of a Mau Mau, and therefore he's trying to associate himself with the Mau Mau fighters. You will think of someone like Ndindi Nyoro, anajitanga mtoto wa Mau Mau. Someone like Kimani Ichung'wah. Those are the people Mama Ngina Kenyatta is referring to as the wajuaji of nowadays. But again, it is not only Mama Ngina Kenyatta who is talking about the people she's referring to as the wajuaji of nowadays, who are calling themselves as Mau Mau fighters or sons of Mau Mau. I remember again yesterday, while Raila Amolo Odinga was in Nyeri, was it Nyeri? Nyeri? In a meeting, in a people's baraza. The people of Nyeri were very clear that we have some individuals who are pretending to be the Mau Mau fighters, but in real sense, they don't look like Mau Mau, and they have never been Mau Mau fighters. So because of that, again, they don't want to recognize these people as part of the Mau Maus. In that regard, again, they're referring to one Rigathi Gachagua. Listen to this, then from here we're going to continue with this conversation.
Na mtu akisema ni mtoto wa Mau Mau, hata angalieni sura. Sura hiyo inakaa ya mtu wa Mau Mau kweli? Sura inakaa hivyo? Mtu asitudanganye. Mtoto wa Mau Mau tunamjua, si ndio? Kitu ya kwanza, mtoto wa Mau Mau anaga matusi, anaga ujinga, anatetea haki. Gekona hivyo tuwale kuwa, na no hivyo tuwakorwa kuwa, mwetekele tuumile tunyite baba.
Now, we want to understand a bit of history about Muthoni Kirima, and then the issue of the current fake Mau Mau fighters, wale wanaitwa Mau Mau bonokos. But before we go deep into that, just a quick request for those who are watching and you are not subscribed, please consider subscribing. To the returning subscribers, I must say thank you so much. And again, to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to this discussion. Now, because the discussion about Mau Mau fighters has been here with us, and then the issue of Muthoni Kirima coming in as of now, it is good for us to use this opportunity to check deeper in who Muthoni Kirima was as a field marshal during the Mau Mau fighters. So, Muthoni Kirima was able to attain the rank of field marshal in the Mau Mau Land and Freedom Army. So you have to understand that. She entered the Aberdare Forest in 1952 and was never caught, though she still has a bullet logged in her hand. So she still has that one. You can see the scar in her hand as someone who was fighting for the freedom of the people in this country. Just imagine a woman going that much extent. So she was able to earn her nickname Nina wa Donjo, meaning weaver bird. And the person who nicknamed her was Dedan Kimathi because of her ability to weave brilliant war strategy. So she was very strategic in her war. That's why she earned that name. She was one of the last Mau Mau who laid down their arm at the flag of Free Kenya at Ruiru Stadium in 1963, where she met with the Jomo Kenyatta. That one you have to know very well. So until last year, April, she was still spotted with the same dreadlock as she had fight in the forest, which she called as a historical of Kenya. So holding those dreadlock up to last year, April, it was a sign of history. And again, she was doing so as a symbol of dissatisfaction with the new government that came to place and the several rulers that we have had in this country, because according to her, she believed that freedom was supposed to make sure that even those who fought for freedom have been recognized. We have those who lost their life in the fight, so she was requesting that their bones must be collected, then be given a befitting burial or send off. Then again, they were supposed to be compensated. That means she was protesting against, number one, the UK government, and number two, the government of Kenya. So UK, through their armies, the freedom fighters in this country suffered in their hands. Some were killed, some were brutally injured. So they were demanding for compensation from the British government. Again, there was also a dissatisfaction in terms of freedom fighters being given a share of land. That's why she was holding on to that. So we have had the government of Kenyatta, we have had the government of Moi, who served as the longest serving, who stood out as the longest serving president. Then we had Kibaki, then Uhuru, now Ruto. So she only served in the era of Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. That means to some extent, then she was compensated in one way or another. That's why you can hear Mama Ngina Kenyatta clearing that loan, then buying her house. It means that house is on a land. So she has land. To some extent, the family is contented as of now. Now, that is the history about Muthoni Karima. There is more to talk about, but I cannot go beyond that. But at least you can get that story up to that level. So, the return to Ngina Kenyatta family is coming at a time when we have seen this new regime attacking that family. There was a plan even to go at his village home to take over the property from land, house, and everything by some groups that have been organized by some leaders in Mount Kenya region who are close allies of William Ruto in this regime. So that visit also was to remind Mount Kenya region to understand that even Ngina Kenyatta was among the people who are in the forest fighting for independence of this country. She was among the people who suffered because even her husband was detained. So she was in the field fighting also. And that's the reason why Muthoni Karima, the field marshal, preferred only Ngina Kenyatta to shave her hair because she was a colleague. She was one of them during that fight. So it is to remind those people who are now referring to themselves as the current Mau Mau fighters to know that we had freedom fighters and they have something to show about it. That's why she's going further even to say that she prefers her dreadlocks to be preserved in Kenya Museum to serve as a historical purpose for learning so that people can go and learn about it and then try to link that with the freedom we are enjoying as of now. People fought for the freedom we are having. Freedom of expression. Right now, this government does not want people to express themselves. So when Gachagua referred to himself as a son of Mau Mau, can he give us a history about his father or mother? Before Ndindi Nyoro referred to himself as a son of Mau Mau, can he give us a history about himself, his father, his mother, and his grandfather? Before Kimani Ichung'wah come out to shout on rooftop of his vehicle about being a son of Mau Mau, can he give us a history about himself, his father, his mother, and his grandparents? Those are the people that some people in Mount Kenya region are referring to as fake Mau Mau fighters. I don't know your views, but let us know in the comment section for continuation of this conversation. Thank you so much and see you in our next